Okay, so there's this news story about a hiker getting rescued from the bump and grind trail near Palm Desert. At first glance, it sounds like just another didn't pack enough water situation, right? But wait, let me ask you this. Why do these stories keep happening, even as hiking becomes more popular? And why does this particular trail, which isn't exactly Mount Everest, keep making headlines for emergencies? Let's unpack this because, honestly, there's a lot more going on beneath the surface. First off, the basics. A hiker collapses mid-trail, rescue crews scramble, helicopter arrives, and the person gets airlifted. Standard procedure. But here's what bugs me, this trail isn't remote. It's southwest of Palm Desert, a major city. Yet the terrain is rugged and challenging. Wait, since when is a popular trail near a metropolitan area considered rugged? That contradiction tells me something. People are underestimating how brutal these hikes can be, and social media isn't helping. Let me explain. Trails like this get flooded with Instagram pics and TikTok videos, making them look like must-do adventures. But scroll past the thirst traps and you rarely see someone posting about the 110-degree heat or the fact that the trail is basically a steep, rocky slog. This rescue wasn't just bad luck, it was predictable. The article mentions general weakness as the issue, but let's be real, that's code for they weren't prepared for a desert hike in summer. And yet, officials still have to repeat the same safety tips every year. Why? Because the message isn't sinking in, or worse, people think they're the exception. Here's where it gets personal for me. I've hiked in the desert southwest, and the heat isn't a joke. You don't just push through it. But there's this toxic mentality in outdoor culture where people brag about suffering or downplay risks. Like, oh, I brought 2 liters of water, enough for 10 miles. No. Just no. What this incident highlights is a gap between how we talk about safety and how people actually behave. The fire department's response time was fast, sure, but how many other hikers are out there right now ignoring the same warnings? And let's talk about the rescue operation itself. Helicopters aren't just casually hovering over trails, they're expensive, resource-intensive, and often diverted from other emergencies. Do we stop to think about the cost? Not just financially, but for the crews risking their lives to pull someone off a mountain because they didn't check the weather. I'm not blaming the hiker, emergencies happen, but there's a systemic issue here. More people are chasing epic adventures without understanding the realities of the environment. Climate change is making heatwaves more extreme, yet we're still treating desert hikes like casual strolls. So here's the bigger picture. This rescue isn't an isolated incident. It's a symptom of a trend. Post-pandemic, everyone's become a weekend warrior, but the infrastructure and education around outdoor safety haven't kept up. And trails like bump and grind? They're a perfect storm, close enough to cities to attract crowds, but harsh enough to punish complacency. My question to you: should we be focusing more on preventing these situations instead of just reacting to them? How do we balance access to nature with the responsibility that comes with it? Let me know in the comments. Have you ever overestimated your readiness for a hike? Or seen someone ignore obvious risks? Because trust me, you're not alone.